Obama went, I guess, on vacation to Martha's Vineyard, and he said, when I come back, I'll have a jobs bill. And so I'm wondering, why is he going to Martha's Vineyard, and then he has a jobs bill instead of going to our Congress and the people that we elect to get his jobs bill? And the people at Martha Vineyard are the kind of the David Rockefeller type groups, the Bilderbergs, the Trilateral Commission, Council on Foreign Relations, and so on and so forth. And these are the richest people. And so all of a sudden we have this jobs bill that's interesting, that really tears down the middle class. And then all of a sudden we have these protesters that are organized enough where they have newspapers that are in 4 different colors.
Well,
and then we have Bill Ayers, who's been in the background all along. Do you see any kind of connection?
Well, first off, I don't want Obama producing any jobs bill, period. It's not his job to create jobs. It's private sector's job to create jobs. That's the big message that's being lost in all this.
Yeah, you're right.
Really, that's the fundamental message. Yeah. And so then there's big money. You got George Soros and his $1 billion, and he's that's yet to be kind of defined as to why he's involved. That's kind of the missing piece. We know he's involved. We know he's got millions and millions of dollars in websites and front companies and all these different groups, but we don't really know how he's connected. We don't really know what that.
Yeah, we know he
got involved and why he got involved.
We know he wants a United Nations.
But he is a big United Nations guy and the Agenda 21 and all that. But one thing I want to touch on real quickly, and it's this whole tax the rich philosophy, and that's what these Wall Street protesters are. Go after the rich, make the rich pay their fair share. Big oil is just conservatives are in the pocket of big oil. But you want to know where those tax cuts came from, those tax breaks and those tax subsidies came from. Those tax all came in the Bush-Cheney energy bill in the 2005. Well, let's take a roll call vote on who voted on that. You got Schumer, you got Reid, you got a lot of Democrats. I think Hillary Clinton voted for that bill. But the biggest name on that bill who signed that? Senator Barack Obama. He authorized, by voting aye on the Bush-Cheney energy bill, to give these oil subsidies, these tax breaks, these oil companies and these gas subsidies and all these wonderful tax breaks that they're saying that conservatives and Republicans are going and are protecting the big oil. Well, it was his vote who did it. John McCain voted no on that bill, and he came out very strongly against that bill. He said, why do big oil companies need tax breaks and tax subsidies when they make billions in money, billions in revenue every year? But Obama voted yes. So did a lot of these leading Democrats. Democrats that are now wanting to tax the rich. So let's ask them, why did you vote for the bill? Yeah.
Well, if we had a media that was really a media, they would actually they would be doing these hard questions. And what you get is you get Fox News reporting some of the news. They could get a lot more hardcore if they wanted to. There's a lot more out there. But they try to share the news, and then you get these people like Media Matters and these protesters saying Fox News lies. Well, they're going to have a rude awakening because the other networks just aren't reporting the news.
Well, the only person who's lied is Barack Obama.
Yeah.
I just want to get on the list. Gitmo's still open.
Yeah.
CIA still has its rendition program. You have unemployment above 8% when we told it was going to be at 8% if we pass the stimulus bill. Everything Obama promised, he hasn't delivered.
Yeah. Well, including unity, because when Bush went to war, you were talking about the war. When he went to war, there was all these anti-war protesters, and then all of a sudden,
Code Pink.
Code Pink, and all of a sudden, not only did Obama not pull the troops out like he said he would, he also went to Libya, and they're totally silent.
Oh, Obama promised the left the moon.
Well, I think he has his community organizers, and I think all this is real orchestrated. It seems to be that if there's a Democrat in power, they're going to be as quiet as mouse, and then if there's a capitalist in power,
and that's where conservatives need to speak up. Yeah. You need to go call him. You promised you were closing Gitmo. You're bringing troops home from Afghanistan. You're bringing troops home from Iraq. But you involve us in another war. You've got unemployment above 9%.
And
you've got 12 million more people on food stamps. So that's the real story.
Yep.
It's his failure to deliver, and he said, well, if after 1 year, we own it. Now that it's still part of the blame Bush crowd 3 years later. Mm-hmm. Well, no, Mr. President, you own this economy. It's your stimulus bill that failed. Now you want to run another stimulus bill through. Now we want to break it up in pieces. Like, well, if we break the $475 million up in different pieces, it's going to be that much more palatable. No, it's not. And it's not going to get through the House of Representatives. And we've already seen this as what it is. It's a boondoggle. It's another way to feed and fund public employee unions is all it is.
Yep, and if you tell a lie often enough, loud enough, people will start to believe it.
Yep.
That's what we see happening here with the left-wing media. That's what we see happening, with the organized protesters.
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but Barack Obama's campaign in 2008 had an office in MSNBC's headquarters.
Yeah.
I mean,
how can they be unbiased?
how can they be unbiased? They're not unbiased.
Yeah.
I don't remember John McCain having a press office in MSNBC or Fox News or CBS or ABC, but President Obama, when he was candidate, Obama did have that, and that's another thing that just never got reported. Nobody ever talked about it.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, so this is supposed to be unbiased and fair news, yet we know what MSNBC is.
Yep.